Welcome to our live, to the Tao of Manifesting. I tried to do it earlier, but it didn't work. So here we go. This is our live stream. Hello, welcome. I think I'm going to change the orientation a little bit just so we get a better. There we go. These cameras and YouTube Live are funky and tricky. So I've been investigating Taoism more in depth the last few weeks, and I found it to be really fun, seeing is that there are so many similarities for me between Taoism and the teachings of Abraham, the law of attraction, and manifesting. And so, since we've just started this wonderful journey together, we're going to start with these two quotes that I found to be quite intriguing. If you know anything about Taoism, Lao Tzu was a man who wrote the Tao Te Ching, who founded the philosophy or religion, I don't know, I think it's more of a philosophy of Taoism, in about 600, between 500 and 600 BC. And yeah, he's kind of a contemporary of Chuang Tzu, I believe, or Confucius. And yeah, so the Tao of Manifesting. So that was, if you want to learn more about that, there's plenty of videos on that. I'm not going to give us a background, but I am going to find some similarities between this philosophy and just the philosophy of how we can manifest. So this first quote from Lao Tzu is, "Let reality be reality. Let things flow forward in whatever way they like." And that sounds a little counterintuitive to the law of attraction. However, if you really do understand the law of attraction, you do understand in manifesting that there is a flow that must happen. This quote reminds me of the quote from Jesus, "Of myself I can do nothing. The Father that dwells within does the work." We are the designers in the world of the law of attraction. You and I are designing this intent. We have this intention, and we're designing the structure. The rest of the process is up to Source, Spirit, God, nature, to flow fluidly in the perfect way for our manifestation to be fulfilled. So that's a huge part of manifesting, is learning to let go, surrender, let things flow forward in whatever way they like. In Taoism, sorry, I just got a hair in my eye. In Taoism, they talk a lot about the principle called Wu Wei. Wu Wei. And what Wu Wei is it's this principle, this philosophy to flow in harmony with nature. Okay, so it's this flow in harmony with nature. Or, yeah, flow in harmony, I messed that up, with nature, not in nature. Flow in harmony with nature. So, not forcing things the way we think they should be, but instead having a clear intention, having a clear outline, a detailed outline of what it is that we're wanting, and then having this trust. We can also call this Wu Wei. It's almost faith, right? It's a trust. It's a belief. And what we know from the law of attraction and the emotional guidance system is that these three emotions, we can call them faith, trust, and belief. I'm going to start writing in blue. Faith, trust, and belief are are indicators that we are in complete alignment with source energy, with God, with spirit. And so this Wu Wei is not forcing things. Oftentimes in Taoism, it's often represented with water, right? With a stream, with a river. Where in one of the statements in Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu says, the Tao or softness can be the hardest, can destroy the hardest structure, meaning water can flow and destroy a mountain. A flood could destroy an entire park of trees. It could destroy buildings, it could destroy structures. And yet at the same time, I can punch through the water. So it's this balance, right? The Tao of manifesting, which we're playing with today, we're a little play on words. It's this effortless action. That's Wu Wei. Effortless action. And that sounds incredibly contradictory. Effortless action, what the heck does that mean? It means that I am taking action, inspired action from within myself. I'm not, when I want to manifest something, running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to do this and fix this and that, and in this chaotic, frenzied state. I am instead allowing nature, right, allowing my inner nature to inspire me into the right direction. Oh, I'm going to get silent within myself, right? That's a huge component of this whole process of manifesting, of Taoism, if you will. You have to gain stillness within yourself. And then from that place of stillness, of emptiness, you can then take inspired action when you feel the inspiration. I can then go left. I can then take this action. I can then move forward into talking to that individual. I can begin to change a behavior. This new thought will pop into my head. Oh, that's a fun thought. That feels good. That feels like the next logical step, right? Abraham talks a lot about the next logical step. I'm going to get a drink of water. The next logical step. But the next logical step is Wu Wei, is this flowing in harmony with nature, is this effortless action where I allow the universe as a whole, source, God, to take the action to move me rather than me forcing myself through. Oh, there's Odin barking. Sorry, water time. So the Tao of manifesting is learning that in effortless action, it doesn't mean that I'm a bystander of my own experience. What was I wanting to say? Taoism, it does seem like a lot of times that it is trying to teach us to be, moving us closer, trying to teach us to be more just balanced, right? Understanding, present with what's happening, not forcing things to be the way we want them to be, but understanding that they will be as they are, and that our intention will create a new path. So we have to constantly play this game of having this clear intention, knowing exactly what it is that I want, and then taking my hands off and trusting that the universe as a whole, source, God, nature, is going to take care of the rest. My journey is an inward journey. My journey is a journey to, I like this other quote, I'm going to write this up there. Excuse me. A grateful mind is a happy mind. So it's finding within everyday situations, it's finding these moments when I can be grateful for the situations as they are. Even in the midst of chaos, this is the process, this is the practice. In the midst of chaos, when things are not going my way, when I'm trying to get out of a bad situation, I go within myself, I take a few breaths, I take 5 breaths, I get out in nature for a second and I listen to the trees and I see the birds dancing. And I still find gratitude in my ability to see the trees flowing, waving in the wind. I see the birds dancing, I hear the birds dancing. When I have gratitude in my heart, a grateful mind is a happy mind. A grateful heart is a harmonious heart. I tried to sound fun there and it didn't work that well. And then the second, the kind of goes into the second quote that I didn't talk about, but it's be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there's nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Now, to me, that is the epitome of the law of attraction. I've done videos on this. I don't know which videos they are, so I'm not going to like point and say, here, check this video, because I don't even remember. But accepting things as they are is the very first process in the law of attraction. We have to accept what is happening. I have to, one, I have to accept what is. I have to accept it. Because if I do not accept what is, I cannot get to where I want to be. I cannot tell myself that I am in Los Angeles if right now I am in Reno. I want to be in Los Angeles, but I can't tell myself that I'm in Los Angeles if I fully know that I am in Reno. So I just accept that I am in Reno. And then that second step is to, for me, well, there's a lot of second steps depending on who you are, but understanding that from that first step of accepting what is, it then helps me clarify what is wanted, right? This helps me clarify what is wanted, and then I ask for what is wanted. So I ask for what is wanted. I am clarifying to the universe what I desire, right? What is it that I desire? It happens instantaneously. This is, it happens instantaneously. It's a quick process. And then 3 is once I've accepted what I want. 1, I'm in Reno. 2, I ask what is wanted. I want to be in LA. 3 is the journey, right? This is the manifestational journey. And this is where we really have to practice the flow of harmony. 3, we go on the journey, right? The manifestational journey. And that is where we must start to play the games that I've presented in so many other videos, such as the visualization game, such as our scripting games. Games that put us in the mental state of already having achieved being in Los Angeles. And so once I'm on that journey and I still am excited, I'm being joyful. A grateful mind is a happy mind. A grateful mind is also a powerfully attractive mind, meaning I am in the state of bringing forward into my experience those things that are wanted when I am in gratitude. So even if I do not have the manifestation yet, the Tao of manifesting is the way of manifesting. It is the flow, right? It is allowing the stream to carry us to our destination. And so this is all pretty much, that's it. Like that is the Tao of manifesting. This doesn't have to be a really long live video. I kind of wanted some feedback, but we're not getting, it's a bad time, I guess, for most people. I should have done it in the evening. But these things are let's just stop. I'm gonna start to pontificate now. I'm just gonna go off on a tangent. For me, as I release control, as I release that desire to want things to be the way I want them to be, and I start practicing this philosophy, which I do my best. But when I start to practice this and I start to remember that I am nature, we are all nature, and the universe, source, spirit, right, wants to move through that. And so the universe is this beautifully abundant space. And if I am telling the universe I want it in this particular route, if I'm saying I want to go from A to B this way, but the universe understands that the quickest way to B, the most efficient way, is not this, because within this little path down here is these squiggly lines, right? And it's like, you want it this way. So that's how the journey really is, because we do not have the perception. So what the universe, right, what source, what spirit, what God sees is that B is actually this route here, bang, bang. And it might seem like we're going off track because we're taking this left-handed or right-handed, I don't know, whatever you can see on the video, this little corner turn. The universe says, this is the perfect journey. This is the perfect route to achieve this result. And we want you to have it because the universe as a whole is the most abundant place we could ever imagine, right? We are putting constraints on source, on spirit, on God, when we want it our route. The practice of Wu Wei is having that faith, that deep understanding that even though I do not see the whole picture, I know that my destination is here. And from here, I'm going to get still within myself, and I'm going to take the necessary steps when I feel inspired, because that is spirit, that is nature moving through me. For me, when I do that, everything gets better. When I'm trying to control things, when I'm trying to get it the way that I want it to, when I'm efforting, I create more resistance. And when I'm in that resistant state, my mouth is dry, I need to drink more water, all I get is experiences that remind me how resistant I am being. When I surrender into this effortless action, when I surrender and say to myself, universe, source, spirit, I know that you are with me now. And I know that you are directing me in the most perfect and harmonious way for my outcome. And I remind myself of that again and again and again. Things open up a lot quicker. When I accept what is, if this is happening, I can't get out of it. I'm feeling unwell. I don't have the money I want. I don't have the partner I want. I don't have the house. I don't. Okay. I am here. I am here. I accept what is. This is what's happening. I can't get away from it. This is my life right now. I automatically know what I want. I've asked what I wanted. I go, oh, well, of course I want more health. I want more abundance. I want more financial abundance. I want a partnership. I want, right? This is that. Then I still let go and I say, okay, I know what I want. I know where I want to be. And now I get to take this beautiful journey, but on that journey, I must stay still within myself and know when I am taking the wrong action steps. And we know when we're taking the wrong action steps by the way we feel. We know when we are out of alignment with Source, when we are not in this flow of harmony with nature, when we feel bad, right? That's our indicator that we are not on this beautiful path, the effortless action. We are not grateful. Our grateful mind is not the happy mind right now. We are a fearful mind, right? I'm afraid. Well, how am I going to get it? I need it now. I need it within the next 12 days. I need a partnership. I'm tired of being alone. Oh my God, my health is bad. I just got a bad diagnosis. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, this is still in step one. We are still recognizing our current state, our current journey. We have to let reality be reality, right? We must let the things flow forward in whatever way they like. It's a deeply spiritual process to recognize that this human experience is purely that. It's a human experience. We are spiritual beings having that human experience. When you've understood yourself as spirit, when you finally had that experience in meditation, in plant medicine, in hypnosis, in having a beautiful experience with a loved one, right? That state of emptiness, that state of flow, that state of wu-wei, when we've had that experience, we recognize, oh, I am beyond this body. This body is my temporary vessel for this human experience. And that's wonderful, and that's beautiful, and that's so perfect. However, when we keep fighting and efforting our way to get what we want, when we keep trying to push through the wall, nothing happens but our hand hurting, right? But if we take a moment, if we're at that wall, and we take a moment, and we sit, and we take a few breaths, and we feel this inspiration, and we feel this ability to go over the wall. Oh, actually, you know what? That wall, if I just happen to jump, I could probably grab onto that wall. Oh, that feels like a better way. Oh, wait, I feel like walking right. Oh, and then we walk right, and the wall may be too high, but we see that there's a few pieces missing in the wall of the concrete. And we go, oh, if I just push those through, I could get through a little bit easier. I could just walk right through, right? I could just push that concrete out of the way, those cinder blocks, and I could get through. Oh, wow. There are so many different options. But the point of my metaphor is to go within ourselves and find stillness, and then be moved forward into the most efficient path. That is Wu Wei. That is when we're moving in harmony with nature. If you've ever played sports, it's the moment when you feel like whatever you do, it's going to go right. It's the flow state. It is being so still and so balanced and so in tune with your own heart, with your own inspiration, with your own source, with your own inner guidance, your inner being. You can call them, they're all the same thing. I'm so in tune with my inner being and that guidance that I'm receiving that I feel inspired to go left. I feel inspired to go up. I feel inspired to go down. I feel inspired to, excuse me, to say something to this individual. I feel inspired to see this individual in a particular way. I feel inspired to just hold this individual in a particular thought in my mind as a prayer. I feel inspired to just put in a resume here. I feel inspired to start a business there. I feel it's this constant reminder to go inward and then take the action steps based upon that inner guidance that you're receiving. We all receive it. It's the problem is that we've forgotten how to connect there. And so the way that we connect there is we meditate, is to do a yoga practice where we can go inward with movement. It's to go out in nature, and when we're in nature, not be on our phones and be with ourselves and feel that energy around us. It's to make a mindfulness practice of your everyday encounters with your family members, with your friends, with your coworkers, with people you meet, with your animals, your pets, your furry family members. It's a constant process and practice to keep going inward and then take inspired action based upon the guidance that we were receiving. And that is how we manifest at the quickest, most efficient rate possible. Of myself, I can do nothing. The Father that dwells within does the work. Let reality be reality and let things flow forward in whatever way they like. That is the process of manifesting. I've set my intention. I've accepted what is. I know I'm at A. I've set my intention. I have my clear desire. I want B. And now I get to take this manifestational journey from A to B. The manifestational journey, like I keep reiterating, is the journey of taking one step at a time. Another Lao Tzu quote is, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." Your journey, although it may seem arduous and long, can be quick as long as you feel stillness within yourself and you take action steps based upon that stillness, not from fear. When we take action steps based upon fear or negative emotion, it does not tend to lead to a good outcome. When we feel, in cases when we feel danger, that's different than fear. Danger is very real. That's a car about to hit us, right? That is somebody running at us with a knife or a gun. That is, they're probably not running at us with a gun, but that is, right, there's an animal chasing us. That is somebody who wants to fight us. That's danger. It's not fear. Fear is the mental state. Fear is the anticipation, the anxiety of what could be. We have to take those action steps based upon the stillness, based upon the grateful mind, the happy mind. When we take those action steps from the grateful heart, we're going to achieve our outcome very quickly. When we are in that higher vibrational state of positive emotion, right? The more positive the emotion, we have the emotional guidance system. I'm not going to write it up because I don't have any more space here, but the emotional guidance system starting with bliss, joy, gratitude, love. These are all our highest vibrational states. When we're in that very high vibrational state, we are attracting. We are running this path very quickly. We are also in complete alignment with Source, with God, with Spirit, with nature, with your inner being. Your inner being is giving you this complete guidance. Go here, Zach, and then take that corner and go here. But I don't know if I'm taking that corner. I have to stay fast, and then I can take that right when I feel the inspiration. Because if I take that right too soon, oh, I'll do this, I'll be doing this. And so it's a feeling process the whole journey. Fear, acting out of a lack, acting out of fear, acting out of I won't have, I don't have. That's a state that sometimes can be inspiring, especially if you're at depression and then you jump up to anger or frustration or pessimism. Like that's a movement upward. That's a great thing. But if I'm at depression and I start taking action from depression, it's not going to lead me to B. If I start at A in depression, sometimes I just need to take that emotional. I don't need to do anything but take the emotional journey, right? Realistically, all of these things, these steps, these processes are emotional journeys. The Tao of manifesting is an emotional journey. It is a journey from going from this negative vibrational state down in fear and anger and depression, rage, really low states, powerlessness, and then allowing myself to surrender, saying, okay, I'm here. I know that I'm here. And I'm going to move upward towards frustration, towards pessimism, towards boredom, towards contentment, towards optimism, towards hopefulness, towards happiness, towards gratitude, appreciation, love. So it's that journey. That journey can happen quickly. It can happen in a day. It really can. If you've really stuck in this particular state, if you've just been diagnosed with cancer, you may not be able to go from depression all the way to gratitude in a day. Or you may actually be able to do that. So it just depends on you. Your mental state is the state that controls the thoughts that you think in your brain are going to control that emotional journey. So understanding that I have to be content with having a terrible diagnosis, but I get to rejoice in the way things are around me that are not that. Even though I'm having an inner turmoil, I still have to make it a practice and a process to recognize outside myself, or even within myself in other areas, that there is so much beauty and that there's so much to be grateful for. When you realize there's nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. When I realize that nothing is wrong, everything is okay just the way it is. This is the way it is. And I would be so excited to move forward into this state of being. That's your journey. It's a state of being. It's using visualization processes. It's doing guided meditations. It's meditating in stillness. It's finding that solace and that peace within our own hearts. It's a process, it's a practice, and it takes time. But when I realize and I remember these things, and I just move with the flow, I flow in harmony with nature. I move in harmony with nature. And I have that faith and that trust and that belief. My action is effortless. It's guided purely through that inner being who knows exactly how to go from A to B. And I've said that a lot of times now. And hopefully you like it. And it's connecting with your soul, because that is how things are. That is how you get from A to B, from Reno to Los Angeles, from Reno to New York. You put the order in with source, with spirit, and you trust that you're going to receive that order. You may not know how long it's going to take. That is dependent upon us. However long that meal takes to return is dependent upon us. But if we move in harmony with nature, in harmony with spirit, we're taking those easy, effortless action steps. Very quickly, we're going to have our meal, and it's going to be the most delicious meal we've ever had. I think that's it. I think that is it for today. I was a little quiet. Hopefully you guys were able to hear me. There's no way I can change the audio on this because that mic is all that I've got. Yeah, that's the simplest way to explain that without having questions. So next time I'll do this at a time when people have questions. But I appreciate you guys for watching. As always, I like to say, you are safe, you are loved, you are protected, and you are worthy. That was my inner being's guidance for me. It's your inner being guidance, your inner being's guidance to you. You are safe, you are loved, you are protected, you are worthy. Remember these things. These are very simple. If we live this way, when you begin to practice these things and process them, your life is going to open up. I can promise you that. Surrender to the flow of nature. Surrender to the flow of your inner being. Your inner being wants to guide you. It's about taking your hands off and letting yourself enjoy the journey down the stream of well-being. Your inner being is going to carry you. It's just the way of nature. Nature does not work to grow, right? The trees grow effortlessly. They move. If they're not getting sunlight, the tree moves to get to a space where it can get sunlight. The water continually flows down the mountain. Even when it's stale, it's still, even in a pond, it's still trying to move. Water can destroy everything. Look at what floods do. And yet, it's necessary to nourish our bodies. And yet, we can punch through it. Right? The softest thing is often the most powerful thing. So, like Bruce Lee says, right? He was a Taoist. Be like water. Be like water. Be soft. Be movable. Flow. And yet, penetrate through all of those things in your life. All those barriers that are holding you back, that are right here. Okay? All right. Thank you guys for watching. Until our next journey, be well. You are safe, you are loved, you are protected, and you are worthy. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.